Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Baik, teman-teman semua, saya menyebut teman-teman ya, biar kita kan semua sama nih, seumuran, ya kan? Jadi sama Pak Dokter ya, kita seumuran. Jadi kalau Pak Dokter hobinya melihat brewery Pesolima. Nah, kalau teman-teman mungkin siapa Blackpink atau Pak Dokter nggak kenal Blackpink pasti ya? Kenal oh ya. Siapa kenal? Jadi nanti bisa di-invite untuk nyanyi juga ya. Baik, Bapak Ibu dan teman-teman semua, kita akan live di Instagramnya Bidang Studi Public Relation. Kemudian kita juga akan berdiskusi. Tidak perlu panjang lebar, bersama kita sudah hadir Bapak Dr. Mokhtarrudin bin Ahmad. Beliau spesialis 3 kalau di Malaysia ya disebutnya Pak Dokter ya. Dan beliau aktif sebagai Vice Dean di Faculty of Communication Applied MMU Multimedia University Malaysia, dan spesialis di bidang jurnalistik, corporate communication and public relation ya. Baik, tidak berlama-lama kami persilakan Pak Dokter untuk langsung memulai. Kita menggunakan 2 bahasa, silakan saja Pak Dokter. Nanti teman-teman jika akan bertanya silakan juga untuk langsung saja. Kita punya waktu 10 menit untuk presentasi, nanti akan diskusi lebih panjang ya, karena waktu kita hanya sampai pukul 12. Baik, kami persilakan Pak Dokter.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum dan very good morning to everyone. Sudah tentu yang saya hormati teman lama saya sebenarnya ya. Saya Ibu Dr. Mengasati, teman lama sejak dari 2005 itu. Dan tak lupa juga saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada Dr. Eli Winyanti, Dean of Faculty, Dean of Communication Faculty, and also to Dr. Juwono, Vice Dean of Communication Faculty, and also Mrs. Suryani, Head of Public Relations Department, and of course not forgotten our members over here, students, and also the rest of the team from MMU as well. Okay, before I start my lecture, izinkan juga saya kadang-kadang mungkin terlebih dalam bahasa Inggerisnya. Okay, alright. Okay, bila bercakap tentang PR Outlook in Asia, okay, sudah tentu antara isu yang sering kali kita bangkitkan ya, things that we always in debate. Okay, for instance, what happened in the actual real PR world out there. Okay, of course, from a theoretical point of view, we can see that we always stick with one direction. Okay, for instance, we always take a look on the excellence model, PR model, whereby it's very rigid, whereby we should be able to emerge and also dikatakan membesarkan keadaan. Okay, sudah tentu di situ berlakunya perdebatan antara tenaga akademik dan juga industri, kerana seringkali tidak berlaku satu penjajaran yang sempurna di antara kedua-dua ini. Ini menyebabkan PR domain itu sendiri tidak berkembang, dilihat berkembang, sedangkan di luar di industri tuntutan ini adalah sangat tinggi. Kerana individu itu dilihat sebagai individu yang seharusnya menghubungkan antara masyarakat dengan organisasi. Okay. Dalam masa yang sama kita ingat, untuk memahami perbezaan ini, kita harus mengambil kira berbagai faktor. Yang antaranya adalah faktor persekitaran, environmental system. Okay, itu seringkali didebatkan juga. Malahan kalau dikembalikan semula kepada excellence model of public relations, saya kira semua orang faham mengenai excellence model and also public relations model. Public relations model itu sendiri sudah berubah sejak dari 1984 by Bruni Han, dan kini sudah berkembang, malahan ramai sarjana yang telah berbincang secara hebat. Contohnya kalau di Indonesia, salah satu yang dikenalnya adalah Ibu Dr. Elizabeth Gunawan Ananto. Okay. Ibu Ega. Malahan di Indonesia juga, di Singapura juga, di seluruh negara, di seluruh dunia malahan ya. Jadi itu adalah antara faktor yang didebatkan pada itu sekitar tahun 2005 hingga 2010. Tetapi tidak dibuktikan secara empirical. Okay. Tetapi sebab itu sudah makin ramai scholars yang menambah nilai itu ya. Seperti contohnya Chen dari China, from Jepang juga, from Philippines, from Brunei. So it evolves. Okay, tetapi dalam masa yang sama ya, dengan berlakunya kepesatan dalam konteks ekonomi misalnya, Asia has become a new superpower with future trend in economic growth, such as in China, India, malahan juga di Indonesia. Malahan Indonesia juga di predict as one of the superpower, top 10 superpower in the world. Okay, in very, it could be in the next 5 years. Okay, the reason will be because of we have multi-diversity. Okay, antara faktor yang dikatakan seringkali membawa ataupun mendorong bidang perhubungan awam ini ke arah yang lebih baik adalah disebabkan environmental factor. Okay, antaranya dari segi politics, political, economy, social culture, teknologi, media activism dan juga. Malahan kalau ini adalah faktor ini juga adalah faktor yang dikatakan sudah agak lemah. Malah ada lagi penambahbaikan kepada faktor ini. Tetapi masih di peringkat yang terlalu rendah untuk dibicarakan. Okay. Jadi my next question will be, who's the next superpower? Okay. As you can see from this map, out of 6 items, out of 6 countries, you can see from the screen, 3 of them are actually from Asia. Okay, China, India, and Japan. Okay, so in this case, Asia countries has a superpower in worldwide economy. Ya, memang itu tidak dapat disangkakan, tetapi kena ingat, ini juga adalah negara yang semakin berkembang maju. Okay, di mana Vietnam juga ada, Filipina juga, Malaysia dan juga malah Indonesia lebih ke depan berbanding negara-negara lain yang saya sebutkan di mungkin yang nampak di slides. Ya, okay. Disebabkan apa? Apakah faktor yang menyebabkan atau yang menyumbang kepada superpower ini? Ya, walaupun di dunia ya.
Tukar mic.
Okay, walaupun di dunia ini jumlah penduduknya adalah sekitar 7 bilion, tetapi 4.6 bilion penduduknya adalah dari Asia. Okay. Dan kalau kita mengambil satu indikator yang berbeza, iaitu indikator tentang perkembangan ekonomi, economic growth, on average, our economic growth in Asia alone, we have reached at 5.0% in 2022 versus most of the European Union countries whereby they only stick with 2.7%. Kita indicate our economic growth is far better than what we can see from the whole world, from the rest of the world. Okay, so this has become a very, significant factor that leads to why we need to have a better PR perspective. Okay, bidang study PR harus dipandang lebih tinggi. Dan malahan kalau kita berfokus pada Indonesia, ya, Indonesia adalah second leading after China in Asia. Okay, Indonesia, ya, dengan jumlah penduduknya 270 juta. Okay, dan predicted to become among 10 superpower in the world. So this is the reality. Okay, malah di Asia sendiri pun kita boleh manggil sebagai misalnya paling mudah Singapura itu walaupun kecil negaranya, it's a very small country, but the countryside has been labelled as Tiger of Asia. Okay, maksudnya bukan berdasarkan physical growth, tetapi juga melihat dari segi overall growth, that including economic growth, political stability, and other factors as well. Okay. Okay, bila kita lihat kepada theoretical change di PR outlook, sudah tentu kebiasaannya kita semua akan terpengaruh dengan model ini, ya. Model of public relations, we started with press agentry, public information, to symmetrical and to asymmetrical model. These are a common, what they call a model that has been, become our part of our life in public relations, right? However, we have to remember that with the diversity of population, we have a multi type of cultural. Okay, so this thing has been changed. Okay, it started from press agency. However, it has what we call emerged to more on the personal relationship and individual, especially with the current trends. People nowadays do not rely heavily on mass media anymore. Okay, dulu ya semuanya okay menonton TV aja, melihat, membaca korannya sahaja, jadi itu sahaja. Jadi masyarakat tidak ada hak untuk bersuara menyatakan pendapat. Okay, tetapi sekarang ini dengan social media sebagainya, setiap individu mahu merasakan diri mereka itu adalah penting dan menjadi sebahagian daripada organisasi. Okay, organisasi community, ya. Community juga organisasi juga adalah community. So this is what we call it as institutionalization of family plus organization plus industry. Okay, yang tu mungkin saya boleh bicarakan untuk yang akan datang. Dan dalam masa yang sama juga kita kena ingat bahawa setiap elemen di dalam hubungan awam juga dipengaruhi oleh elemen budaya. Misalnya dalam sendiri ya, budaya kita berbeza ya kan. Especially kalau when we talk about heterogeneity of values, cultural values. Okay, malahan individu itu sendiri mempunyai berbeza pandangannya. Dan dalam masa yang sama, external factors from multidisciplinary approach. Okay, di mana kita tidak lagi berhubung dengan masyarakat yang datang dari satu perspektif. Okay, dalam industri misalnya kita juga berhadapan dengan economists, berhadapan dengan accounting, berhadapan dengan those who came from engineering point of view. Jadi kita harus menghormati disiplin begini juga ya. Okay. Jadi apabila kita bercakap tentang multidisciplinary ini, maka tidak hairanlah jika kita perlu melihat macro environment and also micro environment in public leadership practice itself. Okay, so actually macro environment has been set, and also as I mentioned to the rest of you, Ibu Ega misalnya, dia juga suka membicarakan tentang element of culture. Okay, tetapi saya melihat dari perspektif yang lebih berbeza. Misalnya daripada Sri Ramesh, dia sering kali mengatakan, oh PES model kan, political, economic, social culture and also technology. Tetapi it has been extended up to legal, media, activism, environment itself, demographic, and also ethical consideration. So the model has been extended from one phase to another phase. It could be in the next 10 years, and this element will be added to more to the details of every item or every single details. Mungkin pada ketika ini, misalnya paling mudah contohnya, when we talk about activism, okay, for the past 10 years. I mean, in Malaysia, for instance, we do not rely, or we do not have a very relevant, relationship between public relations and activism. But, seperti mana Ibu Dika sebutkan tadi, apabila wujudnya COVID-19, it has changed the whole PR direction. Okay, di Malaysia paling mudah, aktivisme mula memainkan peranan, terutamanya bila bercakap tentang e-activism. Okay, e-activism. Okay. Now, jadi apakah what will be the challenges to public relations arena? Okay, one of the main thing that we have also to consider will be from education point of view. Alright, of course, previously when we talked about education 1.0 to 2.0 to 3.0, so these are the emerging theme that will actually influence the whole PR perspective. That including from our side as a lecturer, as a docent as well. Okay, previously, of course, anak mahasiswa mungkin pada ketika dulu, waktu dalam zaman kita mungkin kita hanya mendengar, okay, make use of teori dan kita keluar ke industri dan okay, so kita nampak, oh begini caranya. Tetapi sekarang ini mungkin pendekatan kita lebih berbeza. Case studies and a lot, of course, we have changed from, in fact, from final examination to a lot of continuous assessment. Ya, mungkin mahasiswa tidak lagi berhadapan dengan kertas peperiksaan, tapi lebih kepada konsep menjelaskan fenomena yang berlaku dalam bidang hubungan awam. Okay, jadi itu yang selalu kita tukar. Itu dari perspektif edukasi, ya, education. Begitu juga dengan industri. This will be another issue where the industry also has rapidly changed because of they also have to focus on the value chain. Okay, that including taking care of the consumer, taking care of the whole structure or the whole ecosystem in the business itself. Okay, maksudnya kalau kita membekalkan barang, kita bukan sekadar menceritakan tentang kita berupaya menjual, tetapi what will be the long term gain? Okay, they call it jobs to be done. In design thinking, they call it jobs to be done. Okay, pain after gain, gain after pain, or sought after gain. So these are four elements yang normally we discuss. Okay, these are actually will lead to back to the PR, back to the industry, because previously when we refer back to the model of public relations, the industry most likely won't be taking care of the customers. But with the new trends, they also have to consider the impact or the value chain of the whole structure. Okay, misalnya paling mudah Starbucks coffee kan. Seringkali orang mengatakan bahawa Starbucks coffee ini tidak mementingkan, oh you are selling a product which is very much higher value but you did not return it back to the original value chain, which means it goes back to the planters, the coffee planters. But apparently they have that without we realizing. So these are the value chain that I'm mentioning. Okay, we have to smartly put the whole value chain into the one ecosystem. Okay, so these are the things happen in Industry 4.0. In fact, will be much better in Industry 5.0, which will take about another 10 years. Okay, that including hyper customization, responsive and distributed supply chain, experience activated, that including interactive products. Okay, for instance, yang paling mudah ya. Sekarang ni apabila kita membeli suatu barang, misalnya malahan kita boleh personalizekan our item. It's no longer, for instance, this bottle of water. Okay, now we can personalize this. This is something which is new for us. Okay, ini contoh paling mudah, ibu doktor. Ketika mana saya di London, saya tertarik. Okay, apabila kita berkata tentang coklat M&M's, it's a very simple thing. Everyone said that okay, kita boleh beli M&M's tu di mana-mana, Ahmad kalau di sini ya. Tetapi kalau di London tu dia ada specific store whereby you can personalize our photo in a very small chocolate. Imagine it goes to that detail. Okay, you can print your face in that chocolate. Here in our country, you could be, you can print your photo here in the t-shirt. But in UK, you can easily print your photos in the chocolate to that extent. So it has become more personalized. They wanted to have a different experience. Okay, itu juga dengan so many factors. Okay, so I don't want to take a long time for that. Okay, this will be another issue. We are talking about to fulfill the sustainable development goals as stated by United Nations. Okay, we have 17 items. So all industry has to fulfill or has to meet up with this requirement. Okay, 17 aspek yang saya kira mungkin kalau from public relations point of view, maybe we only focusing on certain things. Okay, of course kalau di Indonesia misalnya, saya percaya daripada item nombor 1 hingga item nombor 17 will be something that's significant. Okay, be from poverty eradication, zero hunger, up to partnership for the goals. Okay, so these are something that we have to consider when it comes to applying our public relations practices. Okay, so it does not mean that we only focus on one thing, but we also have to make sure everything has to be fulfilled. Okay, one thing in PR, it should be related to gender equality, it should be related to quality of education, it should be able to address related to item number 11, for instance, sustainability, cities and communities. Maybe kita ada melaksanakan, tetapi mungkin tidak begitu jelas, tidak begitu nampak. Mungkin misalnya, kita ada, tetapi kita lebih fokus kepada one item. Mungkin satu organisasi mungkin kepada no poverty. Tetapi sekarang ini satu organisasi harus melengkapkan semuanya 17. Tetapi di Malaysia kita boleh nampakkan. Begitu juga dengan negara maju seperti Jepang, they have already fulfilled all this requirement. But mungkin negara-negara di ASEAN country or Southeast Asia, di Malaysia, di Indonesia, we can see there is some kekurangan dalam konteks ini. Jadi itu juga yang harus kita perhatikan. So these are sustainable development goal, also known as SDG, would be a good framework for us to refer to in order for us to elevate our visibility of our industry, our organization to the public. Okay, new breed of education. Okay, basically we have to think about on how demand-led instead of supply-led education. Okay, certain countries, for instance, Malaysia or small countries like Singapore, Brunei, we are unable to go by supply-led. Maybe Indonesia still falls under supply-led. Okay, you have a lot of demand. You are more into demand-led rather than supply. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, whereby in our case, in Malaysia, for instance, we have supply-led. Okay, number of students are slightly lower, but number of institutions are much more higher. Okay, however, in Indonesia, it could be the other way around. Okay, whereby you have small number of university, but you have more demand. Okay, same goes to the whole economic structure. Okay, be it industry whatsoever. So same goes to competency based instead of knowledge based. Pada ketika zaman kita dulu kita belajar untuk pengetahuan, untuk develop. But now student has to go for a different way or paradigm, which is focusing on competency based on knowledge. Okay, knowledge is a must, but competency will be much needed. Yeah, much needed. And of course, we would always, be able to do some matching and also make use of what we can obtain from knowledge in order to come up with the very competency-based structure of syllabuses. Okay, and of course, we also have to incorporate disruptive technologies. Nowadays, for instance, broadcasting. When we talk about broadcast, we do not longer utilize, Betacam camera, right? Everyone has the ability to use of handphones, right? And I mean, we talk about journalism. I would say that journalism no longer exists because everyone can become a citizen journalist. Yeah, so these are the technologies that actually will change. So if we do not able to evolve according to the demand and also environmental factors, that will actually influence our PR strategies and also PR domain, the institution or organization won't be able to survive. Yeah, Lisa. Okay, we must be able to always see what will actually influence us. Okay, mungkin nampaknya begitu sedikit tetapi kesannya ataupun dampaknya membesar. Okay. Begitu juga dengan pendekatan kepada EQ berbanding kepada IQ. Okay, ini satu perkara lagi yang saya suka perkatakan. Now we are talking about another perspective, which is ESQ, emotional and spiritual quotient. Okay, maksudnya untuk melahirkan PR yang begitu bagus, kita tidak boleh ada orang yang hanya berpandangan ataupun mempunyai IQ yang tinggi, tetapi dia tidak ada empathy. Bila tidak ada empathy, maka organisasi akan dilihat begitu sajalah, one way, straightforward. So it goes back to the old version of PR model. Dia tidak ada evolve, tak evolve. Tetapi bila kita masukkan, suntikkan dengan EQ elemen, dan malah kalau kita suntikkan dengan SQ elemen, terutamanya di negara-negara yang mempunyai mayoritasnya adalah Muslim seperti di Indonesia, about 90% is Muslim, right? Okay, so di situ spiritual content akan memainkan peranan di mana dia membolehkan organisasi untuk menerapkan empathy to the public, and at the same time public will think that they will be taken care of. Okay, mungkin contohnya kalau kita kata, kita kesian, tetapi bukan sekadar kesian kita kata kesian, tetapi kita turut sertakan dengan mungkin education, advocate, awareness dan sebagainya. Ya. Baiklah, ada challenges. Time shift from normal to new normal during pandemic, and of course the next one will be endemic due to COVID-19. It has changed our way of PR happen. Okay, Ibu Dekan juga menyentuh tadi kan, itu berlaku. Dan juga apabila sesebuah negara memperkenalkan new legal framework, okay, such as in Malaysia, we are bounded with now Personal Data Protection Act, which is recently introduced. This has curbed us in publications to make use of, to utilize the current data to communicate with public. Okay, mungkin Indonesia mungkin masih lagi tidak mengaplikasikan Personal Data Protection Act, tetapi di negara-negara maju, Jepun, even Thailand juga sudah memperkenalkan. Sedang prosesnya, Indonesia sedang proses. Jadi apabila ini berlaku, di mana caranya kita nak berhubung dengan masyarakat? Apabila kita tidak ada mempunyai informasi yang sesuai untuk kita gunakan. Tetapi ingatnya dengan new trends of big data, artificial intelligence, we will be able to obtain a different set of data in order for us to communicate. Sebagai contoh yang paling mudah, saya tertarik dengan sekiranya berlaku misalnya ada tentang fake news on organisation. Okay, paling mudah apabila kita berada di Facebook, itu paling mudah mungkin zaman saya Facebook, ya. Okay, dan apabila kita melihat sesuatu, apabila kita melihat satu contoh, kita mencari maklumat tentang produk or organisation, and then suddenly our timeline will be all fulfilled with everything and anything about similar product. So it's about how we utilize this big data and AI in order for us to get back and to create the visibility of our organisation. Okay, so this will be another thing that we have to consider as well. Okay. Alright. So what will be the factors leading to success of new direction of PR. Okay, we have to understand that there are so many companies. Okay, kalau satu ketika dahulu bila bercakap tentang public relations, we are focusing too much into matured firms, matured company. Oh, one company, for instance, Nestle, Unilever, big companies, multinational corporations. Yeah, but nowadays, public relations also needed even in a lean and a startup company. Alright, because we have a new direction. Okay, we are no longer talking about, okay, we are preparing press release, we are preparing media conference about whatever. No, we are building a relationship with the stakeholders. So we talk about building relationship, it goes beyond than what we can see from PR point of view. Okay, that's the reason kenapa tadi model dah berubah daripada presidential public information kepada personal influence. Yeah, that it goes beyond than that sebenarnya, more than that actually. Okay, sama juga apabila berlakunya movement and also transition of economy from west to east. Okay, giant companies like Tesla, Apple has moved their operation from America, even recently to Indonesia, right? So that will be considered as a very significant attribute of how Indonesia should make or should leverage on the existence of a PR to attract those people. So that means, that indicate the government, this will be my point of view, my personal point of view, government has a very strong relationship that has, make use of right PR practice to communicate with Tesla. I'm so sorry, I have to say that Tesla don't come to Malaysia, but they came here to Indonesia. So in general, I would say that, okay, maybe Indonesian government has a better PR practice rather than Malaysia. That could be my statement lah, yeah. Okay, another thing that we have to consider will be digital nomad. Okay, people in trading, coding, investment, other point of view, they make use of virtual reality. They make use of different places to conduct their activities. Okay. Of course, everyone knows about this guy, Abdin. Yeah, Abdin will be, he's a reporter, but he has become a digital nomad. He works on content development, but most of the time he spends his time in Bali. Or sometimes he's in Surabaya, and he moved to a few countries actually in order for him to create the content. You see, journalism itself also has emerged. Of course, APR also emerged as well. But sometimes the problematic will be when the organization, when the top management would like to see you physically. Okay, but nowadays people are working from home, people are working, it reduces so many things, right? It reduces our traveling time, we can focus on quality, we can focus on deliverables. You see, every day, if you were to travel 2 hours, every day, why not we make use of these 2 hours to do some other things? Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Of course, in terms of education value, as I mentioned earlier on, from knowledge base to skill base. Alright, this will be a common skill for success, even though we look from knowledge point of view. However, we must be able to take care of the creativity and innovation, problem solving, numeracy. So most of the PR students, I would say that they are still not used to so-called numeracy, problem solving, and creativity, innovation, whereby we need this the most. Okay. Same goes to collaboration, digital literacy. So we need those actually in order for us to equip ourselves as a PR practitioner to push our organization to much higher level of position. Okay, this will be another thing that we have to consider, societal value. Okay, again, it's about dealing with different stakeholders. Of course, maybe society does not really influence us. Maybe they are also users, but in the end, they will be able to become the influencer, and also influencing other people, not to support us. Okay, so talking about society value, we do not only focus on certain element. I guess Carol AB, Lantos, for instance, kan, Ibu. Santos is also well known for the punya CSR model, kan. Lantos dan juga Carol AB ya. Carol AB has started dia punya model in 1979, Lantos in 2003. Okay, tetapi dalam konteks itu model ni masih rigid. Okay, tetapi apabila kita gabungkan dengan elemen publication, it has been extended to more than that. Okay, so basically this model will actually explain the whole thing, that including to help the organisation to achieve their goals, long-term relationship, sincerity, which is kita masukkan elemen of ESQ just now. Okay, ESQ, market needs of course, iaitu kita tahu responsibility, ethics, sustainability, resources, yeah, even beyond that. Okay, that's why kenapa PR model ni macam mana dia emerge from one to another. Okay, so we can see this as drastic change in the next few years. Okay, political change as well. Okay, such as government instability in Malaysia, we do have this problem now. Okay, we have a problem. That's the reason why could be Tesla did not come to us. Okay, change of legal framework, kebijakannya, kebijakan seringkali berubah. Jadi organisasi harus senantiasa peka dengan perubahan. And chief of government, this is a very simple exercise actually. Okay, chief of government administrative center, for example, in Indonesia. Okay, so bila mana Presiden Jokowi menyuarakan pandangan untuk memindahkan pusat pentadbiran kerajaan dari Jakarta ke Nusa Jaya, ya, okay, Kalimantan, dia sebenarnya akan mengganggu-gugat industri PR juga sebenarnya. Okay, kerana kita ingat kemungkinan besar kebanyakan organisasi private ataupun multinational corporation, they will also move to that side. Of course, okay, we cannot deny that. Tetapi kita lihat juga daripada bagaimana kita boleh menggunakan sumber, resources that is widely available in Kalimantan. It happened in Malaysia previously when the whole government administrative office has been moved from Kuala Lumpur, which is scattered all over Kuala Lumpur, to the one center, they call it Putrajaya. Okay, but apparently Kuala Lumpur and Putrajaya is not that far compared to from Jakarta to Nusa Jaya. Alright, but also, yeah. Okay, so that will be another issue. Okay, media influence, I guess most of the young people knows about this. Okay, the influence of social media influencer, the terms of electronic word of mouth, viral marketing, yeah, certain organization would prefer to make use of negative marketing concept. Like we have in Malaysia, Alif Shukri, Datuk Sri Vida, everyone knows that Datuk Sri Vida, right? So they make use of this negative marketing, which is not really good in terms of macam mana? Tidak bagus untuk masyarakat sebenarnya, kerana dia menimbulkan satu perspektif negatif dan it creates a long term effect, sebab dia akan menjadi satu trend dan juga culture yang sangat berbahaya. Tetapi bagi individu sebegini itu adalah mendatangkan keuntungan. Tapi kita ingat ya, apabila masyarakat semakin tinggi level of education, pendidikan yang lebih baik, maka konsep ini tidak lagi diterima oleh masyarakat. Tetapi mungkin kalau di Indonesia mungkin masih boleh digunakan, kerana mungkin kadar literasi ini masih belum mencapai 100%. Okay, tetapi di Malaysia sepatutnya viral marketing is, especially negative, cannot be accepted anymore. Okay, tetapi masih digunakan sebab masih ada golongan masyarakat yang suka. Sebab salah satu idea adalah apabila dia bercakap tentang negatif, orang akan mencari maklumat tanpa menyedari bahawa maklumat itu tertanam dalam fikiran. Apa yang dicari adalah sebaliknya. Tetapi kesannya sebenarnya jauh lebih buruk. Okay, activism. Okay, talking about COVID-19 effect, pandemic, right? Then it creates a lot of awareness among public as well. So macam di Malaysia, ketika mana COVID, apabila pemerintah tidak berupaya untuk menyampaikan bantuan, society itself has replaced the government role. Okay, so one of it will be the activism. In Malaysia, we are also known as with hashtag bendera putih, white flag. So this is where society helps each other. Kita tak bercakap tentang NGO, kita tak cakap tentang government organisation, but we focus on how society helps among themselves. Okay, same thing also, activism. So this is a new term that we should consider, click TV result. Okay, sebab kita ingat paling mudah vote us for if you want to support us to go against this organisation. These are so-called click TV result. Previously, boleh tak saya dapat tentangan? Of course, you will be having some issue because you do not want to disclose. Macam sebagai contohnya, kita ingin menjatuhkan seseorang itu, organisasi itu. Kita buat petition tanda tangan. But it doesn't happen anymore. It goes by click TV result. As simple as that. The participation level has become tremendously increased, dan di situ kesedaran masyarakat sudah mula bertambah. Okay. Same goes to technology, accessibility tentang smartphone, digital devices, availability in terms of internet line. Mungkin tidak semua tempat masih ada akses, walaupun ada smartphone, dan tidak semua juga individu mampu untuk memiliki smartphone. Even though nowadays, of course for us, it's considered as a cheap options, but not for every level of society. Kalau di Malaysia misalnya, they call it B40, bottom 40, which means those who are getting very low income. Same goes to Indonesia as well, right? Another issue that we have to consider will be digital literacy. Of course, people do not realize that the similar information can lead to negative, can be lead to positive. Macam Pak Andi tadi, dia melakukan riset mengenai financial literacy kan. Jadi di situ juga kita boleh nampakkan bagaimana masyarakat itu sedar ataupun tidak maklumat literasi, sama ada dalam bentuk digital ataupun mungkin anything to support with digital literacy. Media literacy, digital media literacy, financial digital literacy, financial literacy. There are so many. Activism literacy, e-activism literacy. Terlalu banyak aspek yang boleh kita bincang dan perkatakan. So these are things that we should consider when it comes to looking forward for the next 10 years in the real life or in the real world of public relations. What will be way forward? This will be a new thing, sustainable communication. This will be also correspond to 17 goals as proposed by United Nations. 17 SDG. And for organization point of view, one of the main thing will be minimizing environmental impact. Same goes to reducing the consumption of materials. Maksudnya menggunakan secara sepenuhnya, removing toxic components from production. I can see that has been implemented in most of the country in Asia as well. Putting into action innovations for recycling and cycling processes. Dulu mungkin orang tak kisah kan, botol campak saja kan. Even I can see that in Jakarta alone. Dulu sungainya sangat, maafkan saya tu, kotor, tetapi nampak jauh lebih bersih sekarang. Improving relationship. So these are the element from public relations point of view. However, it corresponds also with other things. Kena ingat that PR is not only sitting there to show your beautiful face, but also to take care of your stakeholders, building good relationship, and also helping your organization to achieve their business mission. Alright. This will be another issue, society empowerment. Of course, in order for us to assist our society, we have to understand society itself. Without realizing that most of the population would think that society will only be needed if we want to promote something. But in the end, society will also be needed in case if there is an issue. Macam contohnya, mungkin kita tak tahu someone tu, he or she did not have a power, but in the end, when this person appear in certain media, for instance, he or she will bring some good visibility to the organization. Kalau di dalam mata kuliah saya seringkali menggunakan kasus jilat. Kasus jilat, pada ketika itu Presiden jilat dia seringkali mengambil kira pandangan sendiri. Salah satu masalah yang berlaku yang dihadapi oleh jilat apabila seorang anak bocah kecil dia terancam dengan produk jilat. Lalu pada satu hari dia menulis kepada Presiden Gillette. Dia mengatakan satu hari nanti jika saya menjadi President of America, saya akan memastikan Gillette ditutup. Kecil, 10 tahun. Kalau kita fikir, what can he do with that to us? Only 10 years old. But remember, who knows? He will be someone. Kan? We need to say this person will learn from their experience. Kan? And so same goes to when we appoint someone, president macam Pak Jokowi. Kan? Pak Jokowi started not from the grassroots. So he knows whatever happened at the lower level of community and society. So he knows how to tackle this thing. Societal problem, societal issue. Okay, we have to understand that. Yeah, so of course, super smart society, everyone has the exposure, has the access to the information. It's just a click away. Kan? Satu klik udah tahu semua. Bayangkan fake news, pagi orang ni buat ni, tengah hari dah tahu semua kan. It's a very simple concept anyway. Tapi people tend to ignore. Yes, we talk about it, but people will tend to ignore. Same goes in PR perspective. I guess most organizations will always misunderstood and also, they just even don't care about this issue. Okay, we face this a lot in multiple organizations back in Malaysia. I guess it will be the same issue also in Indonesia, whereby they don't care. Okay, but in the end, it started with small. Of course, fire also starts with small, kan? Tapi membakarnya, takkan kita menjadi begitu, kan? Maksudnya, kita harus mencegah, bukannya kita memadamkan kebakaran. Kita harus mencegah kebakaran. So that's the role of public relations as well. Okay, mencegah adalah lebih baik pada memadam. Okay, this will be another interesting part. Okay, most of us will always take a look on the left-hand side, which is focusing on research planning and implementation. These are the common conventional way of doing public relations. Okay, but now we have extended the concept focusing on measurement, on how we can change people, and how we can measure the reputation, focusing on the relationship, make sure that organization comply with the rules and regulation, make sure the stakeholder also comply with rules and regulation, make sure that the whole value chain actually, helps each other. Okay, so that leads to organizational change, and in the end, it creates the whole social change. It's not that easy, but it starts from something. So most of the time, as you can see, 1, 2, 3 will be the current PR trend. Okay, what we want to achieve, what we need in preparation for communication, things we do to develop your communication. That's all. But we do not care about the target, gain, how organization gain, how people gain. Okay, effect to our audience. Okay, maybe only at research level, but we do not accept on the impact itself. So something that we have to consider as well. Okay. Okay. Finally, from PR to strategic communication. So we have to understand the whole big picture of public relations, how this leads to strategic communication. Okay. All right. This will be, I would say, my recommendation on the fundamental framework, a way forward to 2050. All right. Remember that most of PR will only focus on the communication objectives. Okay, but they do not realize on current situation. Maybe we do that partially, but sometimes we tend to forget about competence research, okay, consumer insight, even business objective. Okay, most of the time PR will be considered as at the reporting level to certain people that has no access to a boardroom. Yeah, but in reality, when we talk about strategic communication, the PR person should be the boardroom person. Yeah, mungkin ada yang berlaku, mungkin ada yang tak berlaku, tapi sukar juga ya. Sebab itu kita kena faham pula from excellence model. Or if the top management do not understand about the reality of public relations, forever you'll be put there managing, doing the technical works. You are not exist to help us to make a decision. Yeah. So again, it's about a challenge for us to change our education system. Alright, as a conclusion, Okay, of course, we have seen a remarkable change in PR scenario due to environmental factors. And talking about this, from academic point of view, we should be able also to balance between theory and practice in order to address the issue. And of course, this is not something easy job to be done because it needs what they call a very comprehensive and detailed work in order for us to change to institutionalize PR to a greater challenge. Yeah. So with that, thank you so much, and I hand it over to Ibu Dr. Sati.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for Dr. Mokhtar. Baik, saya tidak perlu memberikan kesimpulan ya. Kita lanjut saja kepada diskusi. Kita masih ada waktu sekitar 30 sampai 35 menit. Baik, yang utama dari tadi kajian Dr. Mokhtar adalah kalau di Indonesia Pak Dokter, kita punya namanya kebijakan PSE. Jadi pelaporan-pelaporan yang untuk industri seperti Yahoo, Google, kemudian Facebook itu semua harus melaporkan keberadaannya kepada kementerian. Nah, ini kan juga membawa dampak kepada perkembangan industri itu sendiri ya. Satu. Kemudian yang kedua, perkembangan yang terkait dengan kelembagaan. Jadi artinya di industri sudah banyak menggunakan PR sebagai strategic partner, ya kan? Tapi ada juga yang sama sekali tidak menggunakan. Jadi kita memang ada sedikit bertolak belakang antara kondisi dengan teori yang diharapkan di perguruan tinggi. Baik teman-teman, kita lanjut ke diskusi. Silakan. Siapa dulu? Lanjut saja, bebas saja. Kita buka pertanyaan dari teman-teman yang di ini semester 7, semester 5 atau semester 7 yang di sebelah kanan. Campur, oke. Apa? Ayo, silakan. Mbak Kiki, mic-nya bisa di-share dulu. Atau lanjut saja, berdiri saja, nggak apa-apa. Jadi Pak Dokter, ini teman-teman mahasiswa memang kita batasi, tidak bisa optimal sebanyak yang di kelas besar karena mereka masih libur ya semester ini, jadi masuk ke semester break. Ayo silakan lanjut aja. Sebut nama, kemudian semester berapa, pertanyaannya apa? Silakan.
First of all, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Evelyn Marnisa Delia Salsabila. I'm a public relations student, 2022, and I'm on my 5th semester. So, before I deliver my question, I want to thank for Dr. Irwan Sati and also Dr. Mokhtarrudin for the amazing speech. And I have 2 questions actually. For the first one, we already know, as we can see, about Indonesian culture, maybe for the society, the negative marketing effect. it's tremendously a lot, and I think I have the same perspective as that Dr. Mokhtarrudin said, that it is a bad way to deliver personal branding or maybe a company branding. But the thing is, netizens like it. they like to talk bad, even though it's just not make sense. And also some of the companies still like, because they know the markets, they know that Indonesian netizens still, I'm sorry, some of them are still low in education, so that can affect the way they think, and they like to judge, they really like to enjoy those negative things, so that those the PR behind the company also gives them what they need, gives the netizens what they need. So what my question is, what do you think, how to decrease, is that right, decrease, right? How to decrease the kesempatan, the chance to for Indonesia to grow like that even more. Okay, that's my first question. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Such a very long and windy question for me to answer. But I get to the point right straight away. Okay. Of course, as I explained earlier on, Indonesia would have a multi-diversity culture, and also what you call it, has a huge range of diversity in terms of economic, education, and other factors as well. Okay, so this will be considered a factor that will actually take some time actually for you to repair or to close the gap. But in Malaysia, for instance, we only have about 10% total population compared to Indonesia. Of course, it works last time. It works. It still works now. But from a professional point of view as a public relations, you should stop doing this. And at the same time, you should advocate and educate to the society and to your organization especially to make use of different approach by portraying a good way, good image, and also, the right way to make sure that people do not see that negative as a positive. Okay, so this is our role in PR. Okay, fine. You can say that, my boss, my CEO said, no, you can't, or you must. Okay, buat iklan yang kayaknya begini. But it works in a very short term. It works. I do not say that it doesn't work. It works. But remember that in PR we are talking about long-term goal. We do not talk about short-term goal. How many times your organization would like to rebrand themselves in the end? Do you want to only portray you as one brand for 100 years, or do you want to see yourself portray 20 different brands within 10 years? In PR, the ultimate term or the ultimate goal will be to make sure that we are visible with one brand in the long term. So our job, our role will be to support this mission. Okay, I can understand that situation. Yeah, a lot of companies would like to make money. A lot of companies would like to make a profit. But I do not see this will be a good way, even there's a huge market when it comes to negative marketing. Yeah, nowadays in Malaysia it has, I would say it has decreased from time to time. That what I can see from my point of view. That it could be different from a different point of view as well. Yeah, because people sometimes do not trust. You see, the element will be trust here. Okay, when you say bad things and they say, this is the thing. So people tend to lose their trust to your organization, whereby trust will be the most important key element in terms of public relations. I hope I answered to your question.
Okay. Next. Oke, Salsa, bagaimana? Terjawab, Salsa? It's enough ya, oke.
It's enough, yes, thank
Okay.
you, and Dr. Thank you.
Ya, baik. Next, berikutnya dari sisi sebelah kanan. Yang sebelah kanan. Silakan. Yang sebelah kanan. Atau Mbak Indi.
Yes,
Silakan.
there is one question from IG Live actually. It's from Mr. Ahmad, one of our lecturers here. Sir, would you please kindly explain more regarding the sustainable communication? Is it related to the SDGs or another concept? Thank you.
Alright, thank you so much for the question. Okay, sustainable communication is actually a new term that we are working on. And of course, it also corresponds with 17 goals as proposed by Sustainable Development Goal. But from theoretical point of view and practical point of view, it's still is infancy. Right, so this is something that we should, grab the opportunity to explore more. Okay, for instance, that currently I'm also working with the University of Buana, working on to establish a framework of sustainable communication. from a comparison between Europe and also Asian perspective. Alright, so of course, sustainable communication is about to make sure that the whole value chain that including the organization and society to live together and to mutually respect to each other. Okay, again the element of trust. But in order for us to create this element of trust, to elevate the element of supporting each other, especially value chain, we have to ensure that the whole stakeholders within this value chain would have the opportunity to grow together. Right? Because in certain battle, for instance, okay, this is what we can see, especially if we make use of press agentry. One person will win, the other person will be killed, okay, or lose. But for sustainable communication, we have also to include in this so-called calculation not only human as a factor, but also non-human as a factor. Okay, that including environment, that including societal culture, that including economic values, education, moral and beliefs as well. There are so many factors that we should integrate those into our formula. So this is where sustainable communication play a role. But this is yet to be explored in detail. This is a new term and this is a new direction of public relations actually. Yeah, thank you so much.
Oke. Ada tambahan Mbak Indi yang dari IG?
Yeah. Second question.
Ya.
Thank you, sir. This is from Ibu Yulia Hidayati, one of our lecturers as well. From your lecture, the conclusion is we must train the society to think for the long term or holistic. And I want to ask how to start it, because in the pandemic era, people tend to think for short term, just now to survive in the condition.
Okay. Of course, this is what happened in our current society. Alright, so in order for us to live for another day, we have to get a food for another day. Okay, but I always believe that if we have a will, there's a way to do it. Okay, and of course it starts not only from the society. Okay, I thought when I describe on the society, it's not society means people or public. We are talking also about organization, the government, and a different body. Okay, that encompasses of society itself. Okay, another term that I mentioned is institutionalizing society. Okay, where you make sure all those who contribute to this so-called institutionalization society to work closely and together to make sure that they support each other. Okay, of course, if we are looking at that point of view, okay, it will be a very straightforward and present agentry and public information way of thinking. Okay, I'm selling a product, I have one product, okay, I want to sell to you. Okay, I'll do a bad negative marketing and I manage to sell this product, that's it. I make profit and I just disappear. Okay, but of course, in order for us to create the values, okay, institutionalizing the society itself, it needs a long-term work and very complicated approach to do it. Okay, we should not look at the society, but at the same time look on how we can go and talk to the society. We have to lead by example. Okay, jika kita nak mengubah masyarakat, kita juga harus mengubah diri kita sendiri. Okay, jadi kita tidak boleh mengharap society untuk berubah kerana kita, tapi kita juga harus berusaha untuk berubah society. So that's where the element of CSR, the element of ethics, the element of belief, so many things like macro system tadi memainkan peranan yang penting. Okay, memang complicated. It's really complicated. Even we call it seolah-olah menarik rambut dalam tepung. Tak tahu di mana rambut, tak tahu di mana tepung. Okay, so we have got to be careful, kan? Mungkin tarik lebih sikit, Mungkin kita terlalu mementingkan society ni, yang itu pula yang kecil hati, kan? Kalau kita membantu society ni, kita pula yang terkorban. Jadi we must be able to strike a balance between those things. But of course, it's quite complicated sebab kita suka untuk memenuhi kebutuhan masyarakat secara menyeluruh. Tidak mungkin akan berlaku we can please everyone. No. 100 people, I would say that at most that we can satisfy them would be 90%. We still have about 10 or even 1%. Okay? Even as simple as minority, those who do not have an influence to us at all. But that's our role. Okay, we have to go and tackle it, each and individual. So that's the reason why we are moving from press secretary to personal influence. And a lot of things actually. They're including Guangxi model by Chen. So they make use of the word term harmony actually. Again, the element of harmony would be to make sure there's a balance to all society in order to achieve one goal. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Masih ada Mbak Indi?
So far 2 dulu.
Oh, 2 dulu, baik. Terima kasih Bu Yulia, Pak Fahrudin yang dari IG Live-nya bidang studi PR. Baik, teman-teman yang masih di ruangan, kami persilahkan. Tadi yang sisi sebelah kanan tadi belum. Ayo, silakan. Ya, berdiri aja, nggak apa-apa. Sebut nama, kemudian pertanyaannya apa?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Adam Benaldi.
Adam.
From Buana University, Faculty of Communication, Sys Major Publication, 2029. Previously, ASCAP Foundation to Institution Indonesia.
Iya, nggak apa-apa, silakan.
Saya pernah membaca berita dalam laporan World Economic Forum pada tahun 2025, 85 juta robot akan menggantikan pekerjaan manusia. Salah satu dari pekerjaan itu adalah pegawai negeri sipil atau PNS. Yang ingin saya tanyakan, menurut pandangan Bapak Dokter, apakah profesi PR ini akan juga digantikan oleh robot? Sekian dari saya, terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ini satu soalan yang menarik sebenarnya. Jawapan saya tidak. Tidak, kerana kita, sebab itu kenapa kita tidak lagi menggunakan IQ, kita menggunakan EQ dan SQ. Okay? Jadi elemen ESQ ni tidak akan berjaya dilakukan sekiranya kalau seorang contohnya PR person digantikan dengan 100 orang robot, 100 robot sekalipun. Tidak akan berlaku kerana we are talking about playing with feelings, emotion. Empathy element. Dalam PR perkara ini sangat ditekankan. Okay? Saya cadangkan juga kalau nak tahu mengenai elemen-elemen ini, cuba lihat dimension by power dimension by budget and level 2006 ada 77 karakteristik to become a good PR person. 77 karakteristik. Okay, I can introduce you kalau nak baca. Dia ada 6 dimension besar, lepas tu dia ada yang kecil-kecil lagi. Do you think that this so-called robot can change these 77 character? No. It's only in ourselves as a human. Okay? Not every people, even not every single discipline would be able to fulfill this characteristic. But most of the time in PR, normally would be able to complete almost all. Not all, but almost all. But it needs years for you to develop this via your experience as well. Untuk menjadi seorang pengamal PR yang perfect, you need a perfect gurus to help you. Okay, banyak. Even malahan bagi saya, from my point of view, my personal point of view, I did not reach to that 77 characteristics. I haven't go to that level yet. Okay, so what else are we talk about? Robot. Okay, same goes to career as a docent. People will thought, oh, never mind, we can always look from the online recording, we can always. Do you think robot can answer to your question? No. Yeah, in the end, you go back to docent, right? could be the same. Not every profession can be replaced by a robot. Okay, thank you so much.
Oke, ada lagi ada?
Sudah Ibu.
Sudah. Oke, balik lagi ke sebelah kiri. Yuk, sebelah kiri ya, silakan. Nama, lanjut pertanyaan. Gak usah kenalin ini ya, Prodi ya, langsung aja.
Okay.
Nama dan pertanyaan.
Thank you. First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Mokhtarrudin, and I want to ask in first semester, almarhumah Dr. Ida said to us the good model in this year is two-way model. Two-way
symmetrical model.
But I want to ask, does two-way model symmetrical still effective to be used in PR in 2030? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's always our point of view when we discuss with the lead of Ibu Ida. Presently, public information two-way symmetrical, two-way symmetrical. Okay. Ya, sebetulnya 4 model masih diperlukan. Bukan sahaja two-way symmetrical, tetapi presently juga masih diperlukan, terutamanya apabila organisasi tidak mampu untuk berhubung dengan masyarakat secara individu. Tidak mampu. Tetapi it will emerge. In fact, personal influence model has been introduced back then in 2003 telah digunakan personal influence secara teori, tidak dibuktikan secara empirik. Tahun 2003 Ibu Ega, Ibu Ega, Pak Sri Ramesh, bapaknya Syed Arabi. So these are yang real scholars yang have discussed a lot on the personal influence apart on top of two-way symmetrical model. But theory has emerged. Okay, tetapi masih boleh digunakan. Jadi saya tak heran, jangan kata sampai lagi 5 tahun, 50 tahun lagi pun masih digunakan. Kerana dalam masa yang sama, organisasi juga tidak mampu untuk berinteraksi dan response to each and individual response, especially by social media. Tetapi harusnya the element of responding to must be there. Sebab itu saya percaya dalam organisasi bukan PR department sahaja yang harus dipertanggungjawabkan untuk berinteraksi, tetapi juga ada department that also should be able to communicate with it, but representing only one voice. Okay, the problem is, apa masalah, ada krisis? Okay, PR, come here, you answer to this question. Pemadam kebakaran. Siapa yang memetik nyala apinya? Siapa yang trigger the problem? Right? Of course, we look when suddenly organization out of the blue moon they ask, oh, because you got APR, you must know from A to Z what happened, right from the bottom until the end of the issue. So the element of PR, the element characteristics of PR should be also embedded into other point of view. Okay, bukan bila masalah PR, okay, bila nak buat event PR, bila nak cantik-cantik PR, tapi bila nak makan sedap-sedap dapat bonus banyak mereka. Tidak boleh begitu. Tapi itulah yang berlaku sekarang. Jadi suka tak suka, two-way symmetrical masih berlaku juga. Jangan kata two-way, price agentry, public information masih juga akan berlaku. Itu tidak dapat dinafikan. Selagi mana social media, selagi mana surat khabar masih ada, koran masih ada, selagi mana di dalam organisation hanya 5 orang saja yang mengerjakan public relations dengan jumlah karyawan 20,000 orang, maka itulah berlakunya. Bukan saja symmetrical, malahan model terlebih awal pada itu. Ya, jelas ya? Terima kasih.
Baik, masih ada satu lagi yang dari sebelah kanan, sebelah kiri cukup ya, sebelah kanan. Mas Andi ya, terakhir ya Mas Andi ya. MC harus nanya MC.
Because this is a very rare moment to ask to Malaysian perspective. Well, back to 2013 when I was having a very casual conversation in one of kedai nasi lemak in Malaysia, we are trying to discuss about Indonesian political condition. And when I try to ask my friend regarding the Malaysian political condition, one of my professor, which is in Malaysia, my professor in Indonesia and studied in Malaysia, tell me that it is quite risky to have a chit chat in public space regarding the Malaysian political condition, and that was really shocking me at that time. Jadi di Indonesia, dokter, berbicara mengenai situasi politik adalah hal yang sangat lazim kita lakukan di warung kopi dimanapun. Bahkan hari ini Presiden Jokowi itu digempur habis-habisan, dibully habis-habisan gitu. Di sosial media dimanapun gitu. And ketika negara mencoba to intimidate, it's going to be a big problem. Bahkan the power of the citizen of Indonesia is very tremendous gitu. Tapi kemudian tahun 2020 gejolak terjadi di Malaysia regarding one LMDB case gitu, dan dalam jangka waktu sekitar cuman 4 tahun 3 kali pergantian penguasa di Malaysia, dan ini menjadi sesuatu yang sangat mengejutkan gitu di negara yang actually quite stable in political condition gitu, maybe in our perspective gitu, karena dalam beberapa tahun kepemimpinan Presiden Najib mungkin tidak pernah terdengar sesuatu yang bergejolak mungkin, but we don't really know how it's really happening inside Malaysia gitu. Nah, in public relation perspective, which one do you prefer, to be known as a political stable country or democratic yet unstable political condition countries? Can you describe to us, because this is from your perspective as Malaysian citizen.
Alright.
Thank you, Doctor.
Sulit dijawab atau nggak?
Bisa jawab. Remember that we are an academician anyway.
Iya, penting itu.
Penting ya. We are talking about freedom. We are talking about.
Sure.
We don't talk about whatever happened within this four walls. Stay here.
Yeah.
No. Okay. It's very simple. In Malaysia back then, we can always stop anything under the sun. Okay, that including political issue as well. Itu agak terkejut bila Pak Adi bilang, bisa sebenarnya sebetulnya. Okay, another perspective will be, okay, you want to tell the truth. Okay, ini yang dikatakan, ini satu perkara yang agak bagi saya very very logic, but at the same time agak lucu gitu ya. Which one should be prioritized? Reality or ideally? If you want to maintain the stability, you have to stick with ideally. But if you want to go for further, you have to talk about reality. Okay, kalau dari segi PR-nya, saya belajar daripada seorang guru PR di Malaysia pada ketika itu, the late of Dato' Mahathir Rahman. And I guess everyone knows about him, right? He can speak 18 different languages. Okay? Yeah, cool. He's a very cool person. Maybe you can find later on Dato' Rahman. Okay, I used to address him as Abang Din. So when I interviewed him, okay, there's one term that he made use of, bohong sunat. Bohong sunat means you bluff to people just because you want to make sure that no one feels bad about those things. Okay. One of my professors, Professor Arabi, when he saw my report, he marked with red circle line, bohong sunat. So this is the issue between theory and practical. In theoretical wise, yes, everything must be truth, everything must be transparent. This is too idealist. But when it comes to reality, to the practice, it can be both sides as well. But from public point of view, I would say that I would say that we are more than happy to discuss anything under the sun, but with some restriction. Okay, so back to that perspective just now. Well, certainly that we can openly discuss to the public, especially when it comes to issue to our organization. But certainly we should maintain the stability just to ensure that it did not shake the whole world. You see, mudah saja. In order for us to achieve for another 10 years, of course there's always a lot of turbulence, right? We have to find the right path and the right way in order for us to communicate with truth or with lie. This is why I call it bohong sunat. Not to say bohong itu berdosa, tetapi sometimes we have to put the element of empathy. So, because if it happened once, if the whole organization collapse, that's it. No more waking up process. In order to make sure your organization is stable, but of course there will be some turbulence, you have to slightly, not I'm telling you to lie, but to take care of both sides. To please people. Okay? This is what we call it as empathy. Okay? But there's no right formula to success in that matters. Okay? Well, we leave it to the rest of practitioners. We leave it to the student as well, because they are the one who will shape future, right? The nation. You have to be balanced. Sometimes it kills you, it kills us, because we cannot see, if I wanted to see the actual truth, everything goes under the sun as well. But as a PR practitioner, you have to remember that you are in the middle of stakeholders and organization. It hurts you, sometimes it hurts organization, but you have to take care of society. Sometimes it hurts society, but you have to take care of the organization. If you tell the truth, it will hurt the whole organization, and in the end it will hurt you as well. But of course society will feel good about it. It's about balancing both, actually. Yeah? So there's no right formula to answer when it comes to practicality of public relations. Theoretically, yes, truth. Okay? You take a look at Elizabeth Toth or whoever scholar you mentioned about studying on the truth, feminism, definitely you can find it a lot. Yeah. Right? Not only in Asia, but from Western point of view, name it. Versi, who else? Professor White in America, Wakefield. Yes, Wakefield also discussed about truth. Ideally, yes, but not in not reality. Maybe they are because maybe they are abide with a very high moral standards, guided with high moral standards, right? But in Asia, we have a different way and culture and stuff, right? You know, we have a low context culture, we have a high context culture, right? In West, they have a low context culture. Because we always have to please people sometimes, right? In America, for instance, okay, never mind, I just tell you the truth, it's okay, up to you. But here in Malaysia, Indonesia, do you think that you can easily say, you are a bad person? No way. So that will be my answer, Pandit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Baik, tepuk tangan yang meriah untuk nampaknya waktu sudah menjelang jam 12. Pak Dokter, kita sudahi dulu. Nggak ada lagi ya pertanyaan ya, cukup ya. Dan di Instagram sudah tidak ada lagi ya Mbak Indi ya yang bertanya, cukup ya. Baik, ada beberapa poin yang saya bisa tarik kesimpulan pada diskusi kita pada siang hari ini. Tapi kesimpulan ini tidak tidak final ya. Jadi kita masih punya banyak peluang untuk mendiskusikan dan menjadi sebuah dialektika ya Pak Dokter ya. Dialektika, jadi tesis yang ditawarkan oleh Pak Dr. Mukhtar harus kita diskusikan kembali di lain waktu Bu Bu Aning, Pak Buana, Mbak Indi ya. Jadi kita harus terus melakukan proses dialog. Dan satu tadi yang saya tertarik adalah sustainable communication tadi ya, yang sudah kita dengarkan bersama. Dan yang kedua Pak Dr. Mokhtar juga menyampaikan tentang big picture tadi ya, jadi value-value yang besar, yang makro, yang harus dipahami oleh praktisi PR untuk bisa menelisik, untuk bisa melihat, memetakan kira-kira kebutuhan-kebutuhan organisasi itu baik yang internal maupun yang eksternal. Dan yang ketiga yang terkait dengan proses-proses yang berhubungan dengan ESQ tadi ya, jadi ada empati, ada sensitivitas, ada kemauan untuk melakukan sesuatu membantu yang lain yang terkait dengan lingkungan organisasi. Saya rasa hal itu yang menjadi tren ke depan, dan yang terkait dengan digitalisasi tidak akan merubah PR ya Pak Dokter ya, artinya tidak bisa merubah sedemikian rupa apa yang menjadi substansi dari profesi PR itu sendiri. Baik, terima kasih yang sangat luar biasa untuk Pak Dr. Mokhtarrudin yang sudah berkenan hadir jauh-jauh dari Selangor berkunjung ke Jakarta beserta dekat ya Pak ya, beserta rekan-rekan dari MMU. Semoga ini kesempatan yang sangat luar biasa bisa bersambung kembali dengan kesempatan. Dan terima kasih juga untuk teman-teman yang sudah hadir, mahasiswa PR UMB yang ada di ruangan gedung Dr. Lantai 5 serta teman-teman di Instagram. Teman-teman yang hadir di sini sudah follow Instagramnya Bidang Studi belum? Sudah. Dicek ya Mbak Aning ya. Kalau nggak follow nanti di note nama dan apalagi itu mau penilaian kan sekarang ya. Di note namanya. Baik, terima kasih sekali lagi saya ucapkan kepada Bapak Dr. Mokhtarrudin beserta tim dari MMU dan atas persamaan ini. Serta terima kasih kepada Bapak Dr. Ahmad, Mbak Aning, Mbak Indi, Mas Adi dan tim yang sudah hadir, dan yang pasti teman-teman yang hadir di siang hari ini, tepuk tangan untuk kita semua. Terima kasih, selamat siang, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.